Jolly good show, Major.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
EDP. What's going on, TTC? New Rob report. EDP. Eat that pussy 445, I believe it is. Eat that pussy 445. How do you even, I mean, what do you even say about a guy whose YouTube username is Eat That Pussy 445? I don't know. EDP. I don't know if the 445, maybe it's, maybe the 445 is his weight, because that's a big dude. I think the 445 has got to be his weight, because he's definitely heavy. Unless he just happens to live in a town where they like chubby chasers. They got a lot of chubby chasers. I don't know how much pussy he's eating anyway. Might be EDP for like Eat That Pizza. But I don't know about Eat That Pussy. Anyway, EDP got the video going. I didn't really see it. I saw a couple of Philadelphia videos. I saw a guy's video that I can't remember his name right now, but he did a video from outside the stadium, and his video was pretty good. I watched Philadelphia. Yeah, they're not really she's not really TTC, but I watch her videos. She did a video with Norbcam, 12th Man. You probably know. You guys probably follow Norbcam either on YouTube or on Facebook. They did a little co-op, right? It was pretty cool. Norbcam is not Norbcam is not really much of a shit talker. He's just more of a hardcore fan. He's a positive cat. EDP gets on there and does this rant, starting off with a rant on Richard Sherman. His video, he made me like and very much not like him a few different times, right, all in the same video. He goes so far as to talk about how Richard Sherman, who loves to talk shit, Richard Sherman's not gonna make it out of the stadium, not gonna make it out of the parking lot because this is Philadelphia. And I heard that EDP don't even live in Philadelphia. I heard he lives in like Rancho Cucamonga, somewhere in this Southern California somewhere or something. So, but I don't know if that's true or not. I just heard that. But anyway, talking about this is Philadelphia. This is the East Coast. You come over here talking that shit, you're gonna get got. He talking about niggas get fucked up in Philly for talking that shit. Oh, man. But at the same time, he respects Richard Sherman for his game. And he should, because he's the best corner in the game. But EDP, man, EDP is full gazy. He doesn't believe that the Eagles are going to win, because the Eagles are not going to win. First of all, you got Mark Sanchez, Mr. Butt Fumble himself, although he's playing much better than he has in the recent past. He's settled into an offense that it's allowing him to succeed, which is great for him. But we all remember where Mark Sanchez came from. He came from under the wing of Mr. Pete Carroll. So if anybody knows Mark Sanchez, even to this day, it's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll knows Mark Sanchez's mama. All right, so please. We already won this game. Philadelphia opens up, I think, a 1.5-point favorites at their own house, which basically makes it a toss-up, makes it a pick-em, for you betting folks. I'm not one of them, but it basically makes the game a pick-em. I mean, it's hard to call you a real favorite when it's a 1.5. The only thing that I will say Philly has an advantage against us is their ability to play that screen game. Much in like the way the San Diego Chargers did to us. Throwing those little short dump offs. They got Darren Sproles, they got Shady McCoy, and fuck Shady McCoy. I'm sure y'all heard that, that report about him leaving somebody a 10-cent tip in a restaurant, and that pissed me off. I liked LaShawn McCoy until I read that story, and I don't give a damn if he does say that the service was bad. I don't really buy it. I don't buy it. I want to read a story about how gracious and how giving and how how just openly friendly he is before I change my mind back about him being an asshole. Because I live in San Diego. Well, now I live just outside of San Diego, but basically I live in San Diego, and I kick it at a bar called the Bullpen, and the Bullpen oftentimes has chargers come in. Back in the day, I used to kick it with Kasim Osgood and Tim Dobbins, like on the weekly, like no bullshit. I was kicking it with Tim Dobbins at the strip club the Friday before they lost to the Jets in the playoffs back 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whenever that was. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we used to kick it with those cats. And when they walk in to a spot, these guys are icons locally. They may not be national icons, but they're all local icons. And there's no way that LaShawn McCoy, being the man that he is for that team, he's got to be the face of Philadelphia, especially during football season. You tell me that he's going to walk into a restaurant and they're not going to know that that's LaShawn McCoy? And it's going to slip by the attention of everybody in the establishment, and some kid having a bad day is going to give him bad service. I don't buy it for a second. I just don't buy it. That doesn't happen. I could see maybe if he was the third string center, okay, maybe I could see some of that. I mean, even third string centers make good enough money to leave a decent tip. All right, but I could see a third string center not being noticed. Shit, Kasim Osgood, he was a fucking special teams player. Kasim Osgood, his whole career, he's been a special teams player. He's been given a shot to play wide out a couple different times, and he ends up just being a special teams player. He's great at it. He's with San Francisco right now, a special teams standout. As just a special teams player, though, he's famous in San Diego. Even still now, he ain't been in San Diego in years, but he's famous. At least he was in San Diego. I don't know how he is in Frisco, but that dude walked into a spot in San Diego, especially when he played for the Chargers, it was like, damn, Kasim's here. Right? People used to make fun of us because they said we look alike and shit. Anyway, they knew when Kasim walked in the door. When Tim Dobbins came in, you knew it was Tim. He was a big ugly motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So we knew, oh shit, Tim's here. So you want me to believe that LaShawn McCoy walked into a spot in the city of brotherly love and they didn't know it was him and got bad, or they did know it was him and still just gave him bad service? Highly unlikely. So fuck Shady McCoy. But anyway, I look at this game a little bit like I looked at the Kansas City Chiefs game. A scat back, Jamal Charles, LaShawn McCoy has the ability to break plays wide open. And then you got Darren Sproles as well, who's just as dangerous, especially in the punt return game. I think he's still returning punts. It's going to be one of those games where we have to tackle. Poor tackling will lose this game for us. That in itself will lose the game for us. If we cannot, as Pete Carroll likes to call it, hawk tackle, if we don't hawk tackle, we will lose this game. It's not a trap game, but this is damn sure one of them games where it'll definitely set us back because Arizona is reeling right now, and we've got to keep on this good foot because if we win and Arizona loses, for the moment, we take the division via tiebreaker. So We have to get it. We have to get it. If we don't, it's not the end of the world because we still have to play Arizona again. You know, in Arizona, they've got some tough games coming up. You know, if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. We still have a good chance to get into the playoffs regardless, but we got to win this game because, I mean, hey, getting the first round bye is going to mean the world to us. Having the playoffs come through Seattle, you know, with the exception of the #1 seed, assuming we don't get the #1 seed, you know, having the playoffs go through, we already know what happens if the playoffs got to go through Seattle. All right, we already know. Ain't no way in the playoffs anybody's coming into the clink and taking our shit from us. Not gonna happen. Don't matter who you are. As good as Green Bay is playing, okay, they're not coming in the clink and beating us. So now if we have to go to Green Bay and play them for a trip to the Super Bowl, that'll be a good game. But anyway, eat that pussy, man. He's this guy's a fool. This guy's a fool. He didn't even know how to even explain a read option properly. So I think he's a fan, and there's nothing wrong with this. He's a fan, but he doesn't really know football. So you know, but it's cool. It's cool. Not everybody has to be. You don't have to be a student of the game to be a fan, and so that's fine. Eat that pussy, man. You better go ahead and just concentrate on eating that pussy, because it's not going to happen for the Eagles. It's not going to happen for the Eagles. You talk about putting 8 in the box to stop Marshawn Lynch against these NFC East teams. Russell Wilson has succeeded, with the exception of Dallas. And you know, it's very strange that game was actually played at home. But with the exception of Dallas, Russell Wilson has fared well against the NFC East. Against Washington, Russell had a great game. Russell had a fantasy day. Against New York, Russell had a fantasy day. Now, against Dallas, not so much. But Dallas was on point back then. Dallas was doing their thing at that time. You know, they started to stumble now, but they were on their shit at that point. So we'll see what happens with you guys. We've been doing well against the NFC East. So don't stack that box. Don't stack that. I mean, you can stack the box, but I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, look, everybody wants to talk about how our receivers, you know, are not that great. Our receivers are pedestrian. Our receivers are. You don't even have a #1 receiver. You may not even have a #2 receiver. Like, motherfuckers act like they forgot that we just won the Super Bowl with these receivers. I know. We lost Golden Tate. Whatever. Stack the box. If you stack the box, Russell Wilson will find a way to get that ball down the field. I guarantee you that. You can't stack the box just to take away Marshawn. I promise you can't do that. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I am not even going to bring up Marshawn or what Marshawn might do to you guys. So, I mean, he's running as good as ever. You know, with Christine and Turbo giving them spells. Hey, we're a 3-headed rushing monster, 4-headed rushing monster between Marshawn and Russell. Okay, and then Kristen Michael and Robert Turbin coming in. Shit. Every time we run the ball, it's strong. Every time we run the ball, we're running at 100%. So, eat that pussy. EDP's kind of. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just. Anybody else see it? He's kind of got that little. You know, the hands kind of go like this. EDP. Watch this video. Watch this video. The fuck where you from video about Richard Sherman. It starts out about Sherman. Look at him with these. He's kind of. Hey. Maybe that's just because he's a big nigga. You know, his hands kind of just do that. But to me, he looks kind of. I don't know if this is. I mean, is it eat that pussy, or is it eat that penis? Whatever, man. Hey, that's all I got. This is my first video. I might do another one. I have to see if I see any other videos between now and then. Somebody get EDP a Twinkie and a piece of pizza and tell him to calm down and check his blood sugar. Fuck the fucking Eagles. Go Hawks.